Yo, it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about seed retention, 3 side effects you need to know about. What will start happening to you when you decide to go on retention, maybe after 30 to 60, 90 days plus? What really tends to happen to you? You're finally walking in alignment with your authentic and higher version of yourself, your higher vibration. You're changing your habits. You're finding things out. You're more reflective. You're more introspective. You're just becoming your best version. And people who were friends with you maybe in the past, you might not correlate with them as much anymore because they're always looking for short-term gratification. They're always looking for what they can get on the weekends. They're never looking at the long term of life. And slowly but surely, your habits, what you pay attention to, what you think is exciting, just starts to change. You might not correlate with people that you thought that you were friends with. You start to outgrow some things. You really start to outgrow some things, and this is good. You're finally walking in alignment with your true potential. So one thing that starts to happen when you go on seed retention, some side effects is you just might become a little bit more irritable, slash angry. You might just be just a little bit more angry. You have more aggression in you because testosterone equals aggression. I mean, this could be a good thing if you want it to be, or it could be a little bit bad thing if you let it own you. You might look for something to get angry about, even if there's nothing wrong. You will make the best conclusions as to why something is not, as to why something would make you angry. This is because you start looking for things to make you angry. This is what starts to happen. So, I mean, you can use this. You can either use this anger to your benefit, or you can let it own you. You pick which one. Because if you use it to your benefit, you can really have a transcendent life. People might be dissatisfied at something in their life, and then they use that as fuel to create a better life. Maybe you might have a father who wasn't. This is just an example. You might have a father who's an alcoholic, and there's 2 decisions that you can really have. You can use that as an excuse, and you can also be the same way, or you can use it as a way for you to transcend your life, to make it the best life possible. Someone like LeBron James, apparently his dad, his mom had him when he was 16, and his father was non-existent in his life. And then he said some years ago about that experience made him the person who he is today. So you literally can let some things that you're not really too happy about, and you can literally transcend it into your newest version, your highest version, your best version. So I mean, you literally can sense you're just more aggressive. If things are not right in your life, you're gonna start doing everything in your power to make your life a little bit just a little bit better for you. You start looking out for yourself more. You also might become a little bit more positive. Just for the mere fact that you have more dopamine in your brain. Your dopamine receptors are just fully functioning. So you start to look at the more positive things in life. If you continually stick by this, you're pretty much going to see the evidence of your life. Your life is going to be very good. You're going to have a better life. But if you're consistently on the vibration of always busting nuts, chasing tail, never really being productive, being all over the place, your life will tend to mirror that of a disaster. It gets to the point like who really cares the most about their life, and who just taking it for granted, who just wants to spin the wheels and see what they get. So You also might become a little bit more passionate, which is another good thing. You might start really doubling down on something. You might start focusing on something that you're a little bit more passionate about. You're walking into your higher self. You're walking into your fullest alignment with your highest version. So you start taking care of yourself. You start taking your life just a little bit more seriously. And I mean, this, like I said, this will show in your results. Also, you're more present. You're not letting your past haunt you anymore. You're finally more present. You're finally looking into the future. Think of it as you're driving a car, and the windshield is all of the things that you're going to see in the future, and then you have the little mirror that shows you your past. You're never letting the past haunt you anymore. You're moving forward. You're finally walking into the future. Like I said, just because you're more present, and you're not letting your past haunt you anymore. Because if you let your past haunt you, I mean, you're never really gonna walk into full alignment with your best life possible. It's all about being a vibrational match for the life that you desire. And what does that even mean? It just means that you would act now how you would act if your quote unquote dream life were to happen. So you really can't be getting moody. Like, you can't really have an up and down type of mood. You would have to act normal. You would have to act like you're expecting the life that you really wanted. Also, you're stepping into your new life, and you're changing your beliefs, habits, and attitude. You're changing your beliefs, habits, and attitudes. All the things that you used to think were cool might not be as cool as anymore. You start outgrowing, and you're literally just growing. You're rapidly growing in your new life, and this is holding dividends in your results. But people like to stay the same. People like to stay the same and complain, but you're walking into a higher version of yourself. Like I said, you're becoming more strong. You have a can-do attitude. You have a fighter's mentality. You're literally becoming, like I said, the quote unquote better version. So things that maybe you might have haunted you in the past, it doesn't hold any weight on you anymore. You're free from your burdens. You're finally free from your burdens. Like I said, you're becoming your best version. So things that you thought had a grapple on you, a grip on you, it doesn't phase you as anymore, because you're happier. You're better than your situation. You're better than your circumstances. You're better than your past. You're better than your mistakes. You start realizing that you can really conquer anything that you want. So you're walking into alignment. You have a smile on your face. You're becoming your best version. People are noticing this. People think that, who is this new person? People are saying, well, how come? People are saying, like, they wish they don't even recognize you anymore. This is true. You're becoming your best and newest version. You're becoming your best version, and people are just not as you might not correlate with them anymore if they're in a lower vibration. You only can be with people who have high entrepreneurial motives, or people who are high net worth driven, who are very ambitious. You can't hang out with complainers anymore. You're walking into your new story. You're walking into your new life. This is holding weight. So I mean, you're gonna get more irritable. You're gonna take less from people. You're gonna tolerate a lot less from people. If someone messes up, like, you only give them one chance, and then you're literally gone forever. This is the type of edge you have. You really don't tolerate as much. If someone deliberately tries to maybe annoy you, tries to do something that you don't like, you don't really give them that many chances. You're one and done. You have different priorities. You're looking into different things in life. Your habits have changed. You only do things that make you happier in the long run. You're no longer instantly gratified. Instant gratification does not turn you on anymore. You only get really satisfied if you're developing and building something for the long term that's concrete. and undeniable. This is the type of grit that you're starting to build up. This is the type of person you're becoming. Like I said, all those things that you used to do in the past, the blah blah blah, the drinks, the weeks, the whatever that you basically used to do, it's not as fun as anymore. You're outgrowing your past. You're looking into a new future. Even the people that you thought were so cool in the past, you realize they might have not even been that cool. You just weren't okay with yourself as you are now. You literally thought that there was a person that you just thought was one of the best people in the world, but then you start realizing, were they really that great, or were you just not as happy with yourself as you are now? This is the bottom line. These are the questions you start to ask yourself. You start to ask yourself, did they miss out or did I miss out? You really start to ask yourself, who really missed out on what? You really start to ask yourself. You really start to become someone who is of a higher value. Like I said, you really start asking the questions if whether they missed out or whether you missed out. Who really was at fault? Who really outgrew each other? Who really is missing out? Like I said, these are the things you start asking for yourself. So, I mean, like I said, you're going to have some side effects, but these are all good. These are good side effects if you look at it that way. These are side effects that will help you finally build the life that you really want, so you can have the most satisfaction naturally, not with drugs and alcohol, but natural satisfaction, natural dopamine. This is the best way to be truly happy all the time. You can live in a natural heaven-like state of mind, because semen retention also has antidepressants. Semen has antidepressants. So I mean, if you are depressed, if you hold your nut for at least 30 days, and you're combining that with meditation and working out, I promise you'll at least be 25% happier. If not 100%, you're gonna be at least 25% happier, and then you can start from there. People complain about being depressed, but they're not changing their habits. They're not doing things to actually physically help them be happier. If you work out like at least 4 to 5 days a week, you're at least gonna be 10 to 15% happier, because natural dopamine is a byproduct of you sweating. That's what starts to happen. So I mean, yeah, people really start to realize of who they can become when they go on retention, and they start walking in alignment with their new self. So if that video had any value you thought in it, like the video, see some thumbs ups, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure you maybe leave a question, and I will do my best to over deliver in anything that you might need help with. So peace. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.